Hi, my name is Nam, and I'm going to be talking about parochialism. The definition by the book states that parochialism is a tendency to view the world through one's own eyes and perspective. People with a parochial view do not recognize that others have different ways of living and working. They view themselves as being better than someone else and that they don't need to consider the diversity out in the world. There are many problems that can occur if you have a parochialism point of view. Having a parochial point of view can ruin many opportunities for you, especially if you plan on becoming an international manager. You need to have an open mind when dealing with people from other countries because you have to learn their norms, customs, traditions, and values. Without an open mind and understanding of their culture, you can accidentally insult them or act in a way that won't attract them to you, which will jeopardize any relationship or partnerships that you want to create with them. Examples in business. Expatriates are prime examples of people who need to overcome parochialism to be successful. Expatriates or expats are a person who is sent to work outside their native country. They have to work overseas in an area that will most likely have a different way of living and working. Expats need to familiarize themselves with the norms, cultures, and values of the country they are going to be working and living in. Also, getting used to the food and understanding the language will help you become successful. If an expatriate refuses to acknowledge this, they can find many discomforts when they situate themselves in a new country, which can result in them moving back and failing their company. To better prepare expatriates for their journey, managers brief them through the different norms and cultures of the country so they can learn to adjust to the change. Managers can even go as far as to locate them in an area that has some familiarities with their native country to make adapting easier. Expatriates need to have an open mind and be able to adapt to avoid running into problems. Such problems can be language barriers or not understanding norms, customs, and traditions of the area, which can lead to accidentally insulting someone or not being able to get along with your coworkers or your boss. Once an expatriate realizes this and adapts to the change, working and living in a new country can be a lot easier and can even be a pretty great experience for them.
The book has provided examples of differences in cultures that one may have to adapt to. The examples are comparisons of cultures between Malaysia and the United States. In Malaysia, relationships between people are relatively long and individuals feel deep personal involvement with each other. Another example is communication is often implicit and people in authority are personally responsible for the actions of their subordinates, and this places a premium on loyalty to both superiors and subordinates. Agreements tend to be spoken rather than written. And also, insiders and outsiders are easily distinguishable, and outsiders typically do not gain entrance to the inner group. In America, it is the total opposite. For example, relationships between individuals are often kept short, and communication is explicit rather than implicit, which means we say what we mean when speaking to one another, rather than implying things. Parochialism doesn't just occur when dealing internationally, it can occur directly at home. For example, a member of the Executive Council in Hong Kong named Starry Lee was worried about the current political environment because the freedom of expression of Hong Kong residents have been taken away, problems have been ignored, creative and inventive people with solutions have been turned away, and anyone with conflicting opinions on certain issues have been labeled as being confrontational. Ms. Lee stated that she promises to bring the diverse voices that she has come in contact with into council and noted that with such a parochial vision at the top, it is no wonder Hong Kong is falling behind regional competitors in so many sectors. To summarize parochialism, we can say that it prevents growth and the building of relationships, which is essential to gaining knowledge and ideas. In international business, having a parochial view prevents you from becoming diverse and is an unwanted trait to have. Solutions. There are no real easy solutions. People with parochial visions are hard to change because it is already embedded in them. The only thing that we can do is encourage having open minds and be aware that there are other cultures out there and that our way of living isn't the way everyone else lives.